Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. As with every Monday, we have brand new artwork on set, and this week is something that is very, very special. Joining us this morning on set is our resident artist for the week, Ryan Chaitam. Chaitam? Did I pronounce it correct? Chaitam is fine. Well, you're on screen. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm great, actually.
Yeah.
It's funny to see the artwork in the space, so it's great. I'm actually happy to be here.
Yeah, well, we're really happy to have you here. And I mean, immediately this morning when everybody walked in, we all had to sort of do a double take. So looking forward to learning a little bit of the stories behind these pieces. But before we get to that, let's learn about you, because you are a creative, you're in corporate, and I'm sure there are many other things you have under your hat which are not listed. So tell us about yourself and your journey.
Sure. Well, maybe from the corporate point of view, most people know me in the energy sector. I work at BPTT as the Vice President for Communication and External Affairs presently. And so my entire career has been in energy.
Yeah.
But it's been both, I tell people, right brain and left brain. I've been commercial, finance, and in the last 6 years made a switch into communication and external affairs, which is more in the creative world. And that kind of reignited a passion for a lot of things that I've been doing now in the creative space. But while that was happening, I was also doing music, filmmaking, as like passion projects. Yeah. So in the last, I would say 3 or 4 years, I've kind of taken to photography again after a long journey through music and filmmaking, and really started to dedicate time behind the camera once again.
You said a key word there, which is time. And anybody who works in corporate knows that there isn't that much time. So how do you find that balance, especially in such a fast-paced industry?
There's a book I read long ago. The name of the book was The Elephant and the Flea.
Okay.
And that book talks about chunking time. In a sense, you can do everything you want to, just not at the same time. So you have to take, once you know what you're after, you do small bits of it at a time. And so I've been able to move many things far, but not fast. And so in balancing this, I do this at night. Most of these are shot, if you could tell, at night or on weekends. And that actually kind of allowed me to enter. I have a podcast called We Shoot Sundays, because we pretty much shoot on weekends, you know. So to answer your question, balancing time, it's little bits at a time, and balancing corporate and art, it's mostly after hours.
Wonderful. So, but you do get sleep?
Very little.
Right. There has to be some sort of give and take, that's for sure.
Very little.
Right. So we have 6 incredible pieces on set.
Yes.
Can't wait to start with them. Let's start with this one that's right here next to me. What is the name of this?
Okay, so this one is In Flight. The one next to you is In Flight. I shot this, I think it was like 2017, 2018. And it's a shot of the flag woman, Desperado's flag woman, the year that Nyla sang Iron Love. I think that might have been 2018 or 19, somewhere there. And because of work, I had access to the stage because we are associate, 2019, yeah. So work allowed me to get access to the stage because of our affiliation with Renegades. I was on stage with the Renegades. And I was just shooting the bands as they were coming on, waiting for Renegades, and I caught this flag woman kind of mid-leap, and I just found the gold against the black, her motion, her movement, the flag. So this is one of my favorite photos as it relates to pan, and as this was like my early entry into steel pan. I just started to fall in love with the art form. My corporate responsibilities brought me closer to the steel pan movement, and learning about how they work towards panorama is something to see. And so I got into understanding flag women, you know, the rhythm sections, etc. But this image is really a woman in full flight at the height of her expression with that flag, with Despers.
And it's interesting because this is an image where this woman is in full flight, but the next image right next to it is of a child who is in delight, I'll say. So how did you capture this? Was it on the spur of the moment? It
was. So a lot of the photography I do now is like street photography. Not pose, it's not studio work. I'm out in the street capturing the moment, right? And this one, I was at the Panyard. Again, my work takes me to the Panyard with Renegades, and good morning to the Renegades, my good friends there. And they were in between a rehearsal. Well, I've seen there's 2 on, well, there's 2. I'm seeing one with Duvon, who's they call him the GOAT.
They do, and this one with Duvon is called?
Yeah, so that's Batman. But if we go to the one with the, so let's talk about the one with Duvon. So Duvon, he is Well, in fact, it's pitch perfect. He's
Yes.
a savant when it comes to music, right? He can hear notes that are out of place, and so he is here listening to the band play back his arrangement for Betme this year, and he's very intent. He's listening to hear if there's any mistakes in the music, and he can pick it up.
Yeah.
When I sat and I spoke to him, and he says, I like to sit where the judges will sit and listen for any note that is out of place. So this is capturing him at work, really.
What drew you to street photography over studio work? Anything in particular?
That's a good one. So I think there's a realness to it. I think a lot of my work has been in the documentary space, right? I do documentary filmmaking as well, and there's something about capturing the moment in its rawness that I like. And so it's how do I say, you get to study the human condition, as it were, the realness of people being themselves in the circumstances they find themselves. So I'm drawn to street photography for that reason. It allows you to, just be a fly on the wall and observe.
Yes, definitely. And of course, what a better observation than a child who is in just their complete glee and innocence as well. This one, I love the name, Catch Me.
So what's not seen here, there were about 4 or 5 other kids. They were running each other down in front. So the band had stopped their rehearsals in the pan yard, and they were just doing laps around in front of the pans, trying to catch each other. And I was trying to get him in motion with the pants to the back, and I think you can capture the motion that he is in, the action that he's doing, and it was very playful. They were having, and that's the beauty about panyards, right? Panyards are a place for families of the adult, the grandmother, the grandfather, all the way to the kids. And so when the adults were done with what they were doing, the kids started to do what they were doing. So
any particular reason you selected black and white?
So color has a way of distracting. I found. I would take photos in color, and I found that I would desaturate them, just do black and white, and I find it focuses your eyes on the thing that is interesting in the image. That's been my experience. Color has impact as well, and there are some with color here, like this one on screen. But black and white, most of the photos I share are black and white because I think they have impact.
And this one on screen is the Maestro.
Maestro. So this was taken in Tobago. This is the arranger for NGC Joylanders, I think Cuba Joylanders. Yes. Forgive me if I've gotten the name wrong. And this was in the medium band's final in Tobago. And again, because of my work, my association with Pan Trinidad as a representative of the sponsor, I was at the judges' table, behind them, and I was able to get this vantage point. I walk with my camera because I have this vice of taking photos, and I took this shot of him, being in control of the band, and the expression, I think, was there was so much joy in his face, so much expression, so much love for what he was doing. So that, and then you see the band behind him following his lead, looking on as he was in his element. Very
captivating. You can see one band member, their eyes are on him, the other one's looking at a pan, but you can see there's a concentration intensely. Now, the one above it, I mean, this is a scene we all know, absolutely amazingly captured. What time did you capture this? I have to ask.
Yeah, so this was about 7 p.m.
Okay.
So I'm from South, and I think I went back to South, and I was on my way back into Port of Spain, and I was going over the MP Bridge. So my wife was driving, and I told her, I said, just go over the MP Bridge. And I took 2 shots, both of which are here. So one was looking west, and I guess we'll get to that one. And one of the things in photography, they tell you, sometimes the best shot is behind you. Just turn around, sometimes. So I turned around and I saw this image, and I didn't even realize it would have come out this captivating for me. I mean, the colors are very striking. And why I picked this one to share is, this is we tend to be critical of the fringes of Port of Spain, but there's so much beauty on the fringes of Port of Spain. And that's the beauty of street photography. It causes you to go into places that you wouldn't normally go, and to take time and pause and observe. So that image, I think, captures the beauty of East Port of Spain so well.
It definitely does. And this final image that we have showing what's going to be on set for the week, this is coming west.
Yeah, looking west.
Looking west, rather.
And so this was the opposite side. So I turned the camera, and this is just after dusk. The sun is setting behind the skyline, and you can see the mountain and the clouds behind the image. And so I found myself in Port of Spain at night a lot, right? And the city goes to sleep. And I think this image represents, well, in me looking at it, it looks like if the city is kind of taking a yawn. It's about to go to sleep. The last maxis are leaving. And so this image to me captures like the city just about to take its nap. And it's backlit by the sun that's setting. So to answer your question, it's taken about 6, 7 o'clock.
6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
There are wonderful, wonderful images on set, and for everybody, it's going to evoke some sort of emotion, which is something that we need to really understand, experience our country. Now, speaking about experiencing, this is definitely a part of our culture. It's World Steel Pan Month. Where can we experience your work?
So I have 3 pieces that are on display at the Trinidad and Tobago Art Society's exhibition that's on this week. It's called the Steel Pan Story, Origins to Innovations. And it's on noon to 6 p.m. all week this week. And that's really me trying to take digital images and make them physical. We've gotten into printing, along with a friend, Azrael. Good morning, Azrael. But my work can also be found on Ryan Chaitam Photography on Instagram. I've been getting in the habit of sharing the images. Andrew 3000 said, once you've done the art is done. Let there be echoes, let people enjoy them. So I'm getting over myself. I'm sharing images now like this in real and in digital form. So you can find them on Instagram, and you can experience a few of them at the Art Society this week.
Well, you've just dropped some gems of wisdom for us here. So before we close, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. And just, if you could, share with Trinidad and Tobago, anybody who's a little afraid to share their artwork, maybe just a very brief sentence as to why they should share it.
Well, I would say art is an expression of yourself, and there's a big distinction between art and entertainment, right? Art really is about your expression of what your perspective is, how you feel and how you experience the world. Entertainment is really, the opinions of others matter. And because you need to make a living and you need to evoke an emotion that you want to evoke. But art can be thought-provoking. Art can be, it can push the boundaries. It can cause you to think and to pause and to reassess. It can bring you joy. And so not sharing your art is depriving the world of that.
There we go. Well, thank you so much for that. And thank you for joining us. And thank you for the work for the week. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
This is the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned. There's more coming up right after this break.